Hey folks, KILT-MAN here. KILT-MAN at your Sunday services. How are you all? We're all doing very, very well. This is basically just, let's just shoot the shit, shoot the breeze, have a little knit and natter. It's a Sunday afternoon. It is still baking hot. I've probably got horrible sweaty patches underneath these regions here because I'm actually wearing sleeves. It's a t-shirt. Look at that. Who knows what that is? Yeah, look closely. Look at that. His tail's in a very strange place. That's the most bizarre looking physiognomy of a werewolf I've ever seen in my life. But it's a fantastic image. That is an ancient woodcut. It's very famous. No one knows who created it, who crafted it, and the story behind it. But depicts a great big, huge, 8-foot tall werewolf with a maiden, a damsel in its jaws, being seized and ravaged. And there's a spear through his bicep as well, so he's actually been attacked. Huntsmen have obviously tried to drag him off, and it's very, very famous. It's in loads of books which I've got, which you've probably got as well, and it's been depicted again in various other formats, but it's actually a woodcut, a wood carving. How great's that? And it dates back to, well, we don't know when, because its creation is lost in mystery. But because I've been talking about Robert Eggers' Werewolf coming out this Christmas time, and how I don't believe there's actually going to be a werewolf in it, more videos to come on this, more videos, yes, because I'm way looking forward to it. No matter how the story is and the premise may be lying and misleading us, I don't care. If it's genuine, if it's what I think it's going to be about, I'm way looking forward to it. Anyway. Be that as it may, I've had quite a busy weekend already. Now, it's only Sunday afternoon, so we haven't even finished the weekend yet. But me and Mrs. KILT-MAN went away on Friday. We went to a place called Bearscough in Lancashire. And that is, it's literally just outside of Liverpool, just outside of Merseyside. You get through all of Liverpool, you go north and you get into Lancashire. And it's just on the border there with Merseyside. But you may as well be in a different country. It's farmland, it's arable, there's orchards, there's vineyards, there's all sorts. I think I made that vineyards bit up. I'm not sure there's any vineyards there at all. But there's a lot of yards there. And we stayed in a farm. It's basically, it clearly was a farm. It might still be existing as a farm with the people who own all the properties there owning the farm as well, but not doing any farm work. So all the buildings have now become flats and apartments. And we stayed there overnight, and it was great. There's canals, there's loads of countryside boozers. We had a wonderful time was had, and we had the biggest Indian meal I've ever encountered. There's a Nepalese restaurant there as well, and we've had Nepalese before. We've actually got a Nepalese restaurant down the road, down that way, I'd say about 1.5 miles away from where I'm sitting right now. There's a wonderful Nepalese restaurant. And the food, the cuisine's great. It's very Indian in its style. It's curries, but it's obviously Nepalese. It's Tibetan Yeti curry you get there, and it's rather wonderful. Bit coarse, often served cold as well. But no, it's wonderful stuff. Gherka food, and we've been to a couple of these restaurants around the country, and there's one in Bearscough. And we walked in there, and you know when you get a vibe for a place immediately. This was evening time, and it was a big 2-floored place. Right in, there's a big square where all the trendy bars are, which we didn't go to any of those. The canal is just right on the other side of that. So it's on the canal side, really. And it's a big sort of square, loads of pubs and eateries. And there, nestled in the corner, is the Nepalese restaurant, which I've forgotten the name of it now. And we walked in, and there was one guy sitting there in the far corner, but there was 2 floors to it, hundreds of tables, and we thought, like, is this a good sign or a bad sign? Is it very select, very elite, no one's coming here? Or is it really, really bad, and that's why no one's here? And 2 giveaways, one guy sitting there who wasn't actually eating anything at the time. He was reading a paper. Yeah, newspapers? Do they still even exist? He's reading a newspaper. And so we got to the bar area, right by the main door. Where's the staff? No staff came to greet us. Oh, there's some menus. Let's have a look at the menus. Oh, everything, even the simplest things are about 20 quid. The starters are 20 quid. Everything's 20 quid. Oh, then you get to the main meals. Right, put them down. And then only then did the girl come over and like, table for two? We're like, no, table for none. We're walkies. So off we went. And we went to another pub, and which was great. And very cheap as well. Because when I leave my local area, the kilted realm, whiskey prices can be very cheap or astronomical, and you won't know until you get there. And it varies from pub to pub, obviously. If you go in Liverpool, like there's certain areas where your whiskies and your beers are nice and cheap-ish, but then you go around the corner and suddenly it's shot through the roof, and like you're like, what the? No, feet don't fail me now. I'm walking, and this place was cheap anyway, and they had grouse, which is my tipple of choice. I love most whiskies. I love all whiskies except for Bell's. You guys know it. Bell's is the devil's arse water. It's like his gonads and his intestines have been squeezed together. Satan's nutsack has been squeezed into a glass. And the smell of it is atrocious. The taste is even worse. Oh God, no chance. And it's the biggest selling whiskey in the world ever. It's the most popular whiskey. I don't know anyone that drinks it. I drink in a lot of places. You guys know this. I've never seen anyone order a Bell's ever. And it's got the biggest. It's like the Titanic-sized bottle on the optics is Bell's. It's huge. The Bells of Notre Dame size, and you get a little bottle of there's me grouse there. Anyway, in this pub there was grouse. Brilliant. I'll have a large one of them, and no ice, please. And a fair few of these were had. And afterwards we went to the Indian restaurant. We walked around again. There were takeaways and like a very delicious smelling sort of chicken stall thing. I thought, it's dirty, grungy, fat food, but if all else fails, let's do that. But we kind of fancied sitting down and eating a meal. So we went to Taste of India. It wasn't even called A Taste of India or The Taste of India. It was just Taste of India. If you please. Taste of India, sir. Would you like some? Step inside. And Indian restaurants are really not named very sort of colourfully. It's just like Taj Mahal or Taste of India. That's kind of it, really. Curry house, And we went in there and we ordered this fantastic banquet for two. But that banquet for two got in for 200 because the food just kept on coming. It kept coming. Your pot of your rice, in most Indian restaurants, I've always noticed this, they never seem to give you enough rice to cover your meal. Like a nice big bed of rice and you put all your stuff, whatever you're eating, you shovel all that on top of it, and you mix it all together, grungy, yeah, lovely stuff. But it's never enough rice. So you end up with loads of meat and sauce and left over, and your chutneys are still there, and so using them in lieu of rice, getting a hell of a taste fusion in your gob, and a taste explosion afterwards as well. But the rice was just a great big pot like that for each of us. Just put that on. I chase everything around my plate and I clean up everything. I leave nothing behind. Leave no trace. This is again military training. Leave nothing behind. So in restaurants, I hoover up every single scrap of food. Nothing left. This time couldn't do it. And there was meat left over. Mrs. KILT-MAN, her variation. She went for a korma, a chicken korma variation. I love chicken korma, by the way. I don't care. It's got to be hot and spicy. No, it doesn't have to be. I want to taste the food as well. Don't get me wrong. I love hot and spicy as well, but I do love the coconutty flavour of korma. But she got that, but she left loads of it behind. And this is the case in point because I'd eaten all of mine. And I've forgotten what mine was called again. Just 1 second. I have a real stumbling block with this. Mrs. KILT-MAN says I've got dementia because I've got a block with this. It's the most common Indian meal, and it's devised by the Brits. You already know what it is. Just 1 second. Mrs. KILT-MAN, what did I eat again? What was my Indian meal? Oh God, yeah. Chicken tikka masala. Why have I got such a problem remembering that? In the next second or two, I'll have forgotten it again. I have a real sort of mental block, and a neuro synapse is not making that connection. I've forgotten it again. I have forgotten it. Chicken jalfrezi, beef biryani, chicken tikka masala. Oh, is there a doctor you can see about these things? About losing, items off Indian menus? Oh God, chicken tikka masala. It was outstanding, and even I left some of the chicken behind. That's never been known in the history of KILT-MAN. Never been known for me to leave meat. I'll find extra gastronomical areas to shove that meat into. I am going to eat all the meat. This time I did not. I did not. And I'm a fat porky fucker these days, so there's excess room to shovel it all into, but I couldn't do it. So we waddled out of there in agony, and we walked across some fields and along the canal bank, and got back to the flat, the room. It was a B&B as well, but the B&B was kind of strange because you have to order it sort of like the night before, and it's a farm, so it's like fresh eggs and all that. You can eat. I want the eggs off that particular hen, that one there. You can choose it, and I want that pig to be throttled and skinned and cooked up for me bacon. But honestly, we haven't eaten since. It's now Sunday. That was Friday night. I just didn't eat a damn thing yesterday. Just couldn't do it. Only stayed for a night, and we came back yesterday. And this guy found himself out again for a really sort of a bit of a mega session. It went on for a lot longer than I anticipated, and I found myself deviating from the usual sort of path and going to the Telegraph pub, but I don't go there these days. I mean, long-standing viewers will know that I've done videos in the Telegraph pub, but now I reside in the Cask and a few other establishments, but the Cask primarily. But this time, I don't know, my feet just took me there. I don't even know why I wandered off. I don't know why I did it, but I did. Ended up in there, and a load more whiskey was had. Laughs and guffaws were had. And then I woke up this morning, and on my phone, I found myself part of a pending film club WhatsApp group. I thought, what is that? Pending film club. And I'm obviously in it, and there was like 11 messages already on there. Well, I didn't go into it. I thought, what the hell have I done? And then little snippets came back to me. Oh, I sat with some lads, and they knew me and about films and the KILT-MAN and blah blah bloody blah blah blah. And we talked movies. And then one of them, whose name I do not remember, said, we should do a film club, and maybe you could. And I got a feeling. I said, yeah, we could film it, and it'd be like a bit of a podcast, wouldn't it? You guys are all thinking that would be great, KILT-MAN. We're sick of the sound of your voice. Let other people get involved. I mean, you do get that occasionally. Occasionally you do. With our good friend Cristiano Dior, who likes to be in the pub as well. So we had little pub natters, movie talks in the boozer. And our first film's it's all coming back to me now. Our first film, I can't remember the fucking meal I had 2 nights ago, but I can remember what we talked about last night, even though I was in a massive drunken haze. First film, Nightcrawler. So what we'll do is we'll come to mine. He said, come to mine, watch the movie, and you can do your video, and we'll talk about the movie. What the hell have I agreed to? I don't do this sort of thing. I don't. I just do this, and a select individuals are allowed in, or if I'm particularly jovial, I'm in the boozer, then camera comes out, I'm filming this, ooh. By the way, don't go to the cast today. If you're in the vicinity, don't go to cast today, because the Irish fiddle farters are in full effect. I knew they were going to be there today, so I've avoided it, but they're all there, plinky, plinky, plinky. And for our next number, everything sounds exactly the fucking same. And they sit there, they fill the place, and they don't buy a bevy. They have mugs of tea. So the poor bastard, you can't get served because the poor bastard are forever making cups of tea or coffee and taking these mugs over to all these plinky planky fiddle farters. The bloody Irish. I'm half Irish as well, on my mum's side. But anyway, so avoid the cask for the next hour or so. It's now approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, that was my weekend so far. And I thought, I've watched nothing. I've done plenty, seemingly, but I've watched nothing, so I can't review anything. We can talk about the Odyssey again. I'm Odysseyed out, if I'm honest with you. And on that topic, there's a lot more to talk about. There is, and I will do again. I'm reining in some anger about the stupid controversy, but I'm not going to go there right now. But on UK terrestrial TV tonight, I think 8 o'clock on Channel 4, you have Richard E. Grant, Warlock, Frasier, with Nail and I. Richard E. Grant is going on his own Greek Odyssey. This year is nothing but Odyssey tainted. I've just left our movie room, but Mr. KILT-MAN's watching Jamie Oliver on a Mediterranean sort of learning foodie tips from the Greeks. So he's actually on Skopolos Island right now, learning how to cook sardines the old-fashioned way. And I walked out the room when this Greek chef was saying, our goats, they drink salt water. That gives their meat a unique flavour. They drink salt water? What on earth, apart from fish, drinks salt water? And Greek goats from Skopolos? Anyway, everything's Greek at the moment, and I'm loving it. The Greek islands are incredible. They're truly fabulous, but very, very hot. You really shouldn't go if you're pale-skinned and British, for one thing. Don't go to Greek islands during the summertime. Go late summer or earlier in the year, because it's too hot. The UK is still too hot right now. And tomorrow, now we're coasting right now at, it says there 21 degrees, but I keep saying to you all, it feels way hotter. I think they're lying. They've cranked down, all your thermometers and all that, all your official, where you get your temperatures from and your weather forecast. They're lying. It's hotter. I've been in deserts, I've been in jungles, I've been in really, really hot places. And for the last 3 months, maybe 4 months, the UK has been hotter than anywhere else I've ever experienced. Seriously, including Belize and Brunei, the Sahara and the Mojave Desert. And I've been to all of those, and this feels hotter. Now, 21 degrees it says there officially, but tomorrow, officially, it's going to be 28. We're going to have a sudden massive 1 day heat. This will be heat wave number 5, I think. The 5th heat wave, just for a day, and it's going to go back down to 21 degrees. So they say the next few days afterwards. But tomorrow's going to hit 28 degrees here, but 30 to 32 elsewhere, southern UK. What the fuck is going on? And if that temperature, as I predict, is actually wrong, and they're toning things down, not to give you the real disastrous picture that we're all roasting alive, then it's hotter again. I don't know. I feel like a drink, and nothing alcoholic yet. Found this. It's been in the back of a couple of videos now, because Mr. KILT-MAN said, I bought that ages ago. No one's drunk it yet. It might be a good prop in the background. So I've got it, and do you know what it is? Unicorn essence. Unicorn essence. Essence of unicorn. So freshly squeezed unicorns have been drizzled into bottles, and they're fairly rare, them unicorns, you know. But so the tropical fruit flavour. Now, she got this from Chester, unicorn essence potion, from some kind of, you know, maybe, I don't know if it's like a Harry Potter Hogwarts type sort of establishment. Certainly sounds like it, doesn't it? So let's give it a bit of a shaky shake. And it's been in the fridge, so it is chilled. But let's have a little blast on this. Essence of unicorn. It might give me the horn. I'm getting Parma violets from this. Remember those? Ooh, I'm not. Yeah, That's not a good reaction. It's just tropical fruit flavoured carbonated water. Gonna make you bear, make you hiccup, make you fart. Not that bad. Not that bad. Is it refreshing? Yeah, I don't know. It's very definitely not alcoholic. That I can tell you for a fact. I've been playing Richard Band's score for Troll. Troll the Fifth, not Troll 2. But I'm just wondering, have I got anything unicorn inspired? Have we got Jerry Goldsmith's Legend? Have I put Legend on this? I've got a feeling I haven't done that. But it would be great if it was. Oh, it is. It is. Legend. National Philharmonic Orchestra. Goldsmith's awesome combination of full symphonic orchestra, fully orchestral, but with lots of electronic embellishments, like you just heard there, which he did a lot in Rambo as well, like Ridley Scott, Tom Cruise, Mia Sara, some little people, and Tim Curry as Darkness. I am Darkness. You're a horrible, ugly bastard. Silence, Gale. You know, Blix. Oh, you're not the foulest of all my goblins. Oh yeah, I am. With a big snot dribble off its pointy snout. I love Legend. I think, I'm sure I've reviewed it on the channel. A big review. I'm sure I've done it somewhere down the line. Obviously, it's a film which had a troubled background, and there's two versions, the American cut, the European cut. The American cut has Tangerine Dream, the great Tangerine Dream, doing the score for it. And it's a wonderful score. Doesn't fit the fucking movie, because Goldsmith wrote his score for the film, and it's beautiful, it's esoteric, it's baroque, it's brilliant, it's frightening, it's colourful. It's sort of mock medieval, very fantastical. Whereas Tangerine Dream really go for like the romance and sort of the quasi-romantic fable angle with obviously just pure synthesized stuff. And it's dreamy and woozy, whereas this is dark and frightening and exciting and ebullience, but it has this sort of sense of mischief and menace about it, and dark tragedy. It's a wonderful, wonderful score. How'd we get onto this? Oh, unicorns, yeah, unicorns. Anyway, I've reviewed the film. I'll put a link to it below if I even think on to do so. So what else can we talk about? Well, movie news, okay. And this will get its own video at some point. I meant to mention this the other day, but I'll say a bit. I went to Bearsco and all that and did other stuff. Nightmare on Elm Street, you're not getting one remake, reboot, you're gonna get two of them, and it's a race to get them out first. That's not a good sign, folks. There's a merger of Paramount and who was the other fucking studio? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll get all the facts and figures for you for the proper video on this. but they're rebooting Freddy Krueger because it's still their property, so they want to get it started again and get the film out first. But 2 of them, and both are endorsed by by Wes Craven's estate, his family. Wes Craven, who created Nightmare on Elm Street, is now dead. Of course, he's died a long time ago. So, but his estate's endorsed, I think, both versions of this, and because they're just getting money for him. Oh yeah, more Freddy Krueger. Yeah, he's child molester. He's superstar. Go on, bring him back. Bring him back. Everyone wants more Freddy. Apparently. Now, I massively love A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. I genuinely think I've reviewed it, I've done loads of videos on it. I've got Freddy Krueger, a great Freddy Krueger mask. I've got the claws as well. In the drawer over there resides one of the best replicas of Freddy's glove with the claws. The best, and I've seen many. It's customized, someone else made it, and I don't know who made it, but it is absolutely glorious. If you like, massive clawed finger, spiky hand gloves, and it is outstanding. Way better than any official replica you can get. It's infinitely better, and I'm sure it works as well, and it's very comfortable. Anyway, I love Freddy Krueger, the original movie. The sequels, Dream Warriors, yeah, it's okay. Freddy's Revenge, shit. Let's be honest, it's shit. And everything that came afterwards, Freddy's Dead, Freddy's Child, Freddy whatever, absolute garbage. You've got your devotees. You have devotees for all the Halloween movies, no matter how crap most of them turned out to be. But it's more Michael Myers. It still matters to me. Fine. More Freddy. It matters to me. Fine. Shit though, aren't they? But the original's a classic. Of course, Platinum Dunes redid with forgot his name now. Jackie L. Haley, is that it? Jackie L. Haley played him in the 2010 remake. I probably got all of the dates wrong as well, and it was crap. It was really a boring yet mean-spirited yet really crap. It didn't. I can't remember any scene from it. I can't remember anything at all from that movie. But they want to do it again. Now, Robert Englund has said, I'm having nothing to do with this. He said it years ago, if you're going to remake Freddy, do it now, because I'm getting too old to do it. And of course, he is Freddy. There ain't no two ways about that one. Who else can play Freddy? Well, I did think about this, and having seen Evil Dead Burn, only recently I reviewed it day 1, if I remember rightly. I've talked about it a lot on the channel. The guy that plays Edgar, who becomes a Deadite, the guy that plays him, he has the same sort of, the nasty sort of gnome shape. You take the fedora off Freddy, and you see him in the first movie. His face, his nose, his pointy nose, the angular face, the baldy head, because his hair's all been burnt off, obviously. Well, the guy who plays Edgar, I don't know his name, although I can probably find out for you right now. I'm going to do this right now. I have Evil Dead Burn. There we go, let's have a look. Errol Shand plays Edgar, and I genuinely think his face, even though he's a Deadite in Evil Dead Burn, but he doesn't have a lot of makeup on. He doesn't become like big evil fucking Deadite war warrior god thing. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But it's not a lot of makeup, it's just his face. But he has that sort of really angular, pointy nose, baldy headed, countenance of pure evil. So you put the Burn makeup on his face, Evil Dead Burn, you put the makeup on his face, yeah, there's your Freddy there for you. And he plays a somewhat similar sort of bastard in Evil Dead Burn, so he's got a track record. But you're not going to get just one guy playing Freddy, you're going to get 2 guys. One is meant to be, if I remember this rightly, and I'll do a video on this specifically, one is meant to be a beat for beat, scene for scene, minute for minute remake of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Pourquoi? Why do scene for scene, beat for beat remakes? What is the fucking point? if you want to see a remake, it's exactly the same original. Watch the original. You're not going to improve them effects because you're going to use CG, aren't you? You're not going to improve them effects at all. I mean, let's be honest. Some of those effects could be improved. Freddy with his big stretchy arms, you know, it's a bit, and they go and stretch out. Like one of them corrugated flexi buses and tram things. You could improve that, but the practical effects and the gore and you know, it works. I mean, some of the gore effects in that, and I know the version most of us see these days, although not all of us, because someone's had the uncut version, is a couple of slashes and blood squelches from Tina getting dragged across the ceiling by an unseen Freddy, and then getting slashed and all blood's gushing out. Well, yeah, some of us had the full uncut version, but they're practical effects, and the blood is really thick and gloopy and red, and it feels painful, you know. So what you're going to get in a remake, it's going to be CG, isn't it? I would think, most of it. So one's going to be beat for beat, apparently, so they're saying so far, and the other one's going to be, well, I don't know, a reinterpretation, but rival companies doing it for money and doing it on the quick, so they can keep the the rights to it and all that, or get it done while they still can. I don't know. I'm not sure I like this stuff now, you know. I've had a few swigs of it and it's settling. It looks medicinal, doesn't it? It smells lovely, actually. Well, Kilty, for someone who ain't sure about it, you're not half swigging it back, aren't you? Yeah. Unicorn essence. Can't say I'm a big fan. But yeah, so you've got 2 Nightmare on Elm Street reboots. I just don't get that. I don't think that's going to work at all. I don't think anyone's really got the appetite for that either. No one I've spoken to about this, and I have spoken about it, no one seems, they're going like, what, again? Oh, really? And if that's just a microcosm of the bigger world, the bigger movie-going audiences, the multiplexes, you know, then I'm afraid you're on a hiding to nothing, and you ain't got Robert Englund. That's it then. Sorry folks, ain't gonna happen. Now, I'm sure we've got Nightmare on Elm Street as well. I'm trying to think of different music to play. Different music. Let's, oh God. Now, you'd think it'd be under A for A Nightmare on Elm Street, or N for, no, hang on, Nightmare, yeah. But I bet you it comes under W for Wes Craven's. I'll bet you. I'm just going to see if I'm right. I'm right. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. From Charles Bernstein. I've done a video actually on this soundtrack because it's gorgeous. It's distilled terror. It's so clever and so simplistic, very synth as well, but there's orchestral elements to it. And some sound effects as well. Tina. And you've got in that nightmare scene, there's a goat runs across the school corridor, a fucking goat. You're like, so what the hell's that doing there? Does he drink salt water though? And live on the Greek island of Skopolopolis. I've said many times to you guys that this film, to a guy that was already by what, 1986 was this? 85, 86 this film came out. I was up from 10 years prior, I was at least 10 years, I was massively invested in horror movies from a young kid. Universal movies, Hammer movies, horror double bills on BBC on a Saturday night or Friday night. Watched, and then from the age of like what, 9, I was living in the cinema. watching things I shouldn't have been watching because no one was stopping me and they were allowing me to do it. And I had a wonderful time for many, many years. I've seen really nasty things, films that would become video nasty, that get banned on video cassette, and I saw them at the flicks. And some of the classics as well. Anyway, and I was well invested. I knew the guts of these movies because it's my passion. But when this came out, a big bunch of us went. We had girlfriends and we all sat there, and it was great. And this is not the same cinema. This was the Unit 4 pictures, because by this stage, my favourite cinema, the one I grew up in, the Phoenix, had closed down forevermore. That was gone. So we went to the Unit 4, which is a misnomer, because it actually had 6 screens. Not 4, it had 6. It was called Unit 4. Anyway, so we sat and watched this, and it left me in a state of shock. I kid you not, I couldn't speak, I was literally in limbo. This film, I jumped out of the cinema seat as many times as you possibly could. Olympic record I would have set for leaping out of a cinema seat. I was shaking, I couldn't blink, my eyes were welded open. I knew I was dreading going to bed and dreaming about this fucker, you know. And I knew the story beforehand, but Wes Craven, who is a guy that has done some masterpieces, I think, but also once he hit screen and it all went to his head, no. He lost his mojo completely, and I went right off it. Wes Craven presents. The minute you've got someone who's a great director who's now presenting films, it's over, mate. It's over. But this, I remember sort of walking out, and my girlfriend was going like, "Are you all right?" And I couldn't speak. I could not speak. I was just, a gob was open. I think they had some spittle. You know, I think it probably bit me tongue as well at one of the shock moments, the jump scares. And we got the bus back. We were going back to a pub, underage drink, but of course we did it. I had a big moustache. I had a Magnum PI at the time, like, so that's how I got served in pubs. And anyway, I went on the bus, and I remember sitting on the bus, and I was just like, we were all, the seats, facing each other, and like I was just like that, rocking with the motion of the bus. I still couldn't blink. I go, "Is he all right?" I'm like, oh man, that film, that's just Freddy. Never sleep again. Yeah, I was done in by a movie, and for someone, a seasoned, jaded veteran of horror movies, that was I've never got over it. So I always revere that first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Could reboots work? Of course it could. Anything's possible, isn't it? Do I want them to work? Well, I don't want them to fail, but I know what this does. So then we're gonna get.
Is God.
God. And the thing is, he's so terrifying. He becomes a wisecracking, sort of personality. And you're rooting for Freddy in the later movies. That's not the point. You're meant to be fucking terrified of this guy. Not on his side. He's not a hero. He's a bastard. And he's genuinely terrifying. He's still funny in the first movie, but he's more on the side of like, look, I am a demon. When I was alive, I did terrible things. Your parents killed me. I'm going to do even worse things now because I'm Freddy. I'm getting spooked out listening to this now, because it has these quiet moments before the actual boom, 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 real pounding music starts. Oh, it's so fucking spectacularly eerie. Anyway, folks, I've exhausted myself, and I've got to try and finish this unicorn essence. It sounds illegal, doesn't it? Unicorn essence. I'm like, what? You've got a paddock full of unicorns, and you harvest them and drain them and bottle it. Yes, we do. Yeah. You should see our alcoholic stuff. isn't it? It's so uncanny. You won't beat that original movie. Its concept is terrifying in itself. Its shock scares and jump scares are off the scale. It's nasty. It's kind of convoluted, dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. Cycle is just, you can't work out. As I said, when I came out of the cinema, I wasn't sure if I was alive or dead or living in limbo, whether I was dreaming. The whole thing was like a fever trip, in a good way. And it still has that power now, that first movie. And I have watched the rest. Everyone loves Dream Warriors. It has got some great moments. The bastard son of 100 maniacs is a great line. The poor nun who gets kept in there over the holidays. I mean, that is nightmarish, isn't it? But it's it's too episodic. And that became a huge thing about the rest of the movies. Each death scene would be a huge sort of set piece, which ordinarily I'd be applauding, but they became just so strained. Elastic band, once you've gone past its elasticity, it just becomes flaccid and loose and useless. My daughter told me that men don't go through menopause, but I'm getting hot flushes and stuff like. And I read up on it just before. I thought, like, do men get menopause? No, they don't. I'm just a man who pauses. And if I go on about sex drive and erectile dysfunction, well, I've got none of those symptoms, but lack of energy and tiredness and hot flushes. Yeah, I've got that. What's going on? I'm 57. Fuck's sake. I can drink all day long. I walk them down canal banks from pub to Indian restaurants. I couldn't finish my Indian meal. I'm now drinking essence of unicorn.
Hey, Nancy. No running in the hallway.
Do you just call me Nancy? You cheeky twat. Fucking love this score. Love this movie. So 2 remake, reboot, noodlings. That's gonna die a death, that. People are gonna, imagine the controversy. You think the Odyssey's been rife with controversy. The haters, the lovers, the debaters, the this, the that, the clickbait, the rage bait. Oh, fuck off. Imagine when this comes out. Wouldn't it be weird if everyone embraced both versions? And it was a Freddy free for all. Yay! Right, folks, I have been and always shall be KILT-MAN, so please, in the meantime, it's ever like, I'm your boyfriend now, Freddy. Nancy. I'm your boyfriend now, Freddy. That'll be the progressive version. I'm out of here, folks. Fuck all me slogans and taglines. I'm going before I ruin the rest of it.